What we have next is a failure to communicate. And later, Caesar gives an Emmy award-winning performance.
What is she saying to you with her body language?
There, you are kind of crazy.
This is not the way the show is supposed to go. Cut!
Communicating with animals is something that's very natural for all of us, and it's based on telepathy. And what that is just the ability to gather information from a distance. We all can do it naturally, but through conditioning from our parents, from society, we lose that ability. But all animals communicate with each other telepathically, naturally.
Animals talk to Susan Hill. Susan believes that she has the gift to hear their hopes, fears, and desires. She shares these unique perceptions with willing pet owners.
As an animal communicator, I help people to solve behavior issues with their animal friends, to get the needs known of the animal to the human, and then try to find a way for the humans to honor the animal's needs and create harmony. Yeah, she can see the energy coming off of her. So what I was doing before is I was putting my hands on her and doing some healing touch. That worked because she's not barking like she normally does. Quite often the animals are misunderstood. When their needs aren't met, they get angry and frustrated, and so they tend to do, things that aren't so nice. Quiet.
Ironically, Susan herself owns one of these troubled animals, her dog Jody.
When Jody's in her aggressive trance, I can't really get through to her. It's just this like demonic focus on attack or whatever. I have to put her on medication. Without Prozac, she would be completely unmanageable.
If my Aunt Sue didn't have the ability to communicate with those dogs, I definitely don't think she'd be able to handle them on her own. They're like mini horses or ponies. She's a really strong woman, but those are some seriously strong dogs. Intense, especially when Jody goes into her state of panic. Anything can happen to anybody.
Jody came into Susan's life when her other Doberman Zeus, a dog she rescued in 2001, told her that he was lonely.
He communicated to me that he really wanted an animal, another dog companion.
Jody was rescued when the police raided a puppy mill, illegally housed in a Brooklyn warehouse. When Susan adopted her, the dog's body was covered with scars from dog bites.
How are we going to ever get over this, huh? Jody didn't really want to tell me about her past. She felt, it's best forgotten about. I know that they say dogs don't store trauma. I don't know if that's 100% true when a dog goes through an ordeal for many years. I think that there's something that does stay with them. Any kind of stimulus, be a tree branch blowing in the wind to a bird flying overhead, any kind of movement, she just becomes crazy. And God forbid another dog was to come nearby. She whirls around and she lunges and jumps on Zeus and bites him in the neck. Sometimes she'll get me instead. Now, I do correct her. It doesn't do any good. It doesn't do any good. You bit your tongue? Look at your tongue. Oh. I asked Zeus, what should we do here? And he said, I don't know, but I really love her, and, let's hang in there. You're lipping. And then, of course, people told me, you've got to contact Caesar. He's the one. Gosh, I just don't know how it's going to happen. I'll be amazed if it happens, but I hope that Caesar can help her to, be rehabilitated, so she can be calm and not feel that when she goes outside it's threatening. She's a rescue dog.
Okay.
And I'm assuming that it's anxiety because she is very, very calm in the house, and then when we go outside, she turns into a different dog. She's broken 2 of my fingers, and I would like for you to help.
How's she work?
The leash.
Oh.
Because she whirls around. She's freaked
right.
by any kind of stimulus, like a tree branch blowing. But if a dog comes, it's the worst.
So how do you know it's anxiety?
The hair stands up on her back. She breathes really hard. And her behavior becomes unpredictable and uncontrollable.
But she kept moving forward. She doesn't try to run away from the situation. She moved towards the situation.
Yes.
Do your dog have any medical problems?
No, I've had her thoroughly tested. I've tested her thyroid. I've tested, everything I could think of. It always comes back negative.
If it's psychological, it's easier. I can help you.
Right.
What do you do for a living, first of all?
I'm an animal communicator.
All right. And sometimes people use you guys to convey something to the dog. What kind of feedback are you getting?
From Jody?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Jody's communications are, basically she's in some sort of a trance when it's going on. She doesn't have a lot of awareness. She's acting kind of on autopilot in a reactionary way.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, I'll say, what happened? And she'll say, I didn't like the way that dog looked. It was coming after me, so I had to get him first, or something like that, Or I don't know why I did this, she'll say.
So it's not always a dog looking at her.
No.
It can be a dog just minding his own
It could be
world.
way across the street sniffing something.
Okay.
And she'll just go crazy, and I don't know why.
But let's find out then. Yeah. All right, maybe I'll learn something today.
When we return, Caesar speaks to Jody in a language she can understand.
Hey.
Animal communicator Susan Hill helps other pet owners understand what's on their dogs' minds, but she is unable to get to the root of her own troubled Doberman's problems.
Everybody who knows me knows that one of my favorite movies is The Doberman Game. Everybody in my family watches it at least 100 times, because I want them to see how beautiful this pack of Dobermans can work.
I'm so happy to see Dobermans.
So it was a beautiful thing, to be with them again, because you don't get to see Dobermans as much. And I had to calm myself for being so excited before I went for a walk. You can let him go.
Let him go?
Yeah.
Are we going outside?
Not yet.
Okay.
Let me get my fix first.
Gotcha.
Now, have you ever tried to do her by herself?
Yeah, I've done that.
And so it's the same thing?
Yeah. Except she doesn't go after Zeus, she goes after me.
Okay, so that's what I want to do then. I want to do her first, just to create a feedback.
Even though I was aware of what being very calm and, being a leader is all about, Caesar pretty much pointed out to me how I was holding my body in a certain way.
Now, just observation, okay? Because when you came, you were already ready for battle, you know what I mean? If you're going to the outside world this way, and then you're already saying, I'm tense. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that contradicts what we want to accomplish. Yeah. Calm and assertive creates trust, respect. She was just focusing on being assertive. And so sometimes when people focus too much on being assertive, they forget about being calm and seeing calm as a strength.
Caesar chooses the driveway of Susan's apartment building to begin their lesson, an ideal controlled environment to work with Jody. One of Susan's neighbors volunteers to serve as a target with his dog, a Briard.
So the touch is just to snap them out of it. Just like you would have done the leash or the touch right here, right? The moment she gets a little stiff, break your concentration. So as you saw, I got to respond of it. She didn't escalate it.
Got it.
So this is, to me, it's not anxiety. She just goes into alert state.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So she's not anxious at all. She's just, can you bring the dog back? Same dog, no tension on the leash. So the association has already been done by the brain.
Uh-huh.
Stay right there. Shh. Now we can use sound just to redirect. Because she's not, in a high level of excitement or tension. This is a calm submissive state.
Jody responded instantly, and I was kind of in disbelief because I have been living with this condition for 3 years. Jody says, you know just what to do.
Guess what to do?
She says, you know just what to do.
Oh, well, thank you, girl. Thank you. Just, can you send that message to my wife?
The male Doberman Zeus now joins them for another walk.
This is the way the walk or the ritual of going to the outside world should feel like, almost like a prayer. Otherwise, I don't move. There he is. So here, just looking, this is good. She's already identified this dog by practicing avoidance or submission. This guy is more alert, but he's not reacting as bad. There you go. This is, so we haven't correct. This is more curious. He wants, there you go. There's anxiety right there because he wants to meet. But it's no aggression in his brain. Shh. She's doing really good. This is avoidance submission. This is submission excitement.
Mm-hmm.
See the difference?
Yep.
That's calm submission. See it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's perfect. That's what we want them to be. Calm, submissive. Every member of the pack matters. To me, Suze is the anxious one in here. Jody doesn't have the same energy that Suze has. This is excitement, right? Shh. His excitement can trigger the wrong behavior. Hey, Suze was like, this is boring. He was not telling me that telepathically. It was obvious to me that this guy wanted to, come on, Caesar, you know better than this. What are you doing me bringing him here in front of a dog? That's not what I want to do. This is typical, the dog that people call me for. If I go and correct them, they don't do it. And then the dog that they didn't call me for, that's the guy who's doing it. We need to make sure we address the one who's triggering the behavior. Jody, she just follows through. He's ready to go. Hey, so Suze needs to be challenged physically. Here you go, here you go.
Caesar's prescription for managing Zeus's high energy? Strap on a pair of rollerblades.
Woo! I was communicating with Zeus while he was on the rollerblade run. He said, this is awesome. You know, I'm jacked. You know, it was a competition for him. He was performing.
We can go home now. You notice we have same feeling energy?
He's yawning.
Yeah, same. They're in the same state.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not because one wants to run, the other one wants to run as well. So you don't have to bring two dogs into the run and don't feel bad if you left one behind. Nobody gets trained for real case scenario. It happens, but it's very important to practice before it happens. You ready for that? Beautiful. We control the scenario, which is very important, you know. The skateboard was created by us, the person in the bike was created by us, so that gives you leverage. That gives you an assertive way of being. You know it's coming. If she would have done this, no problem. I wouldn't correct that, right? But she did this. See that? That little bitty tension can escalate in 1 second. That's why I touch.
Caesar was very helpful in getting me to really be aware of the very first signs of that there's an issue, rather than waiting till it escalates. You know, like a lip curling up or a stare, and now there's a little whimpering behind it.
When they're that I like that. See, that creates the excitement. Do it again, Roach. Alertness, nothing wrong. See that? You have to allow this. This is good. You don't remove the identity. It's when they're going to moving forward. You saw a little bit? There you go. Nothing wrong with that. I didn't correct that. Long as Zeus is not projecting anxiety, Jody totally relaxed. So a bike can pass by, a skateboard can pass by, a lot of people came by, and it was perfect because that gives you access to eventually be in a situation when you don't know it's coming. That is when you master being calm and assertive. Wow, you don't come to heaven?
Well, only at night when there's no one here.
A walk along a nearby nature path offers the perfect ending to the day. Joined by Zeus and 3 members of Caesar's pack, Jody enjoys a relaxing walk, free at last from her anxiety.
The goal is that the whole world represents trust, respect, not just inside the house, the whole world. So this way you're free.
Well, it's kind of like what, you know, the Buddha says about suffering. All of life is suffering. That's what it's been with me and Jody. We've had all this suffering of just going through all this craziness together.
Hold on, because this thing is not working for her. It's pulling her a lot.
Yeah.
It's making her very uncomfortable. Not that halties are bad, it's just in this case, it's getting in her eye. So I don't want her to relate anything painful when she's around dogs. Perfect, a bike. So you can move this way so the bike can pass. In the meantime, I'm adjusting.
Well,
Perfect. All those times are opportunities.
Yeah.
You know, great opportunities.
and you don't miss one, do you?
I'm looking forward for those. You know what I mean? It's the opposite.
Today, when I was with Caesar, I experienced this moment of just like a walking meditation with the pack of dogs. It was very peaceful, and we were all kind of moving together as one unit. And so this is really a great gift.
This is perfect time for meditation.
Yeah.
She was in the belief that in order for her to control her pack, she needed to be physically stronger. It's impossible. I, myself, being a male, can control those two guys physically, but mentally, I am stronger than them.
Coming up next,
All right.
the award goes to
If you're able to get my dogs on the treadmill,
Yeah.
you can have this Emmy.
Stay tuned for a lot of laughs with Kathy Griffin here on the National Geographic Channel.
During its third season, Dog Whisperer with Cesar Millan was nominated for an Emmy Award for Outstanding Reality Program.
Next, we have Outstanding Reality Program. The Emmy goes to Kathy Griffin, My Life on the D-List.
Now look, a lot of people come up here and they thank Jesus for this award. I want you to know that no one had less to do with this award than Jesus. He didn't help me a bit. If it was up to him, Cesar Millan would be up here with that damn dog. I feel very guilty robbing Caesar of his Emmy, but maybe he should have worked a little harder. Yeah.
But apparently, being an Emmy